Hi everyone! So, let's continue Genshin Impact. As usual, I'm going to check the stream to see if you guys can hear me well. Yep. And let's start. So, last time we unlocked Aru. Now what do we have to do? Like, we talk to everyone. We just have to try our plan, which is using Aru to become the new Akasha thingy. Yeah, no, I don't have enough time to do this one. Sorry, I am a bit tired. Yeah, it's true that I had that to do as well. But let's continue. Oh, for some reason the navigation disappeared. Thank you. Time to go! Let's meet the owners at the mausoleum of King Deshret. Hi Nahida! The others, and there's Nahida alone, have not felt this way in a long time. Standing up high, gazing out at the rolling dunes. One cannot know what freedom truly means without personally living it. Hey Teva! Thanks for the self-care. I'm doing okay. How about you? The Golden Slumber truly lives up to its name as a dreamland. The desert sands exist there too, no marriage, no matter how glorious, can compare to true beauty. I'm exhausted, but I'm good. Yeah, same. Work was hard. Like, not work itself, but stuff that happened. Danger Archon, what is in your mind? I was wondering whose counsel I should seek on the question in my heart. What kind of question? So many more than can be put into words. As I once said to a friend, we look, we see, and we comprehend. The question still troubles us, sorry. What are the many disasters that this world faces, but the sum of all irresolvable question? Biggest question you should be asking is how to seize victory. Yes, although I would express it differently. I must not fail, and so the question I am more curious about now is whether the path to victory will be an arduous one. What we declare to be a young sapling we may in fact find to be a towering tree, if we would only cast aside our ignorance and look beyond the veil of time to see her true form. I wanted to bring my mic closer. I almost made it fall. Nahida, we're here! Just in time. My preparations are almost complete. Ready when you are. We're here too. Miss Nicole, you run so fast. I thought I'd get a lot of exercises as a forest ranger, but I can barely keep up with you. Sorry, I got a little carried away. Let's alert Kusanagi. The equipment is ready, and the modification to Arrow are all complete. As discussed during our meeting, accessing Omensul via the Akasha is no longer feasible at this stage. There are other options, it's just they're a little more extreme and more technologically demanding to implement. Maybe you should take it from here. The architecture and functionality of the Akasha terminals overlap considerably with Aru. There's reasonable evidence to suggest that one was developed based on the other, or that they both utilize technology of the same origin. As long as the transplant and merge operation succeeds, Aru should theoretically work on a scale greater than the Akasha, and approximately equal to Irminsul. It will become the largest active computing device in all of Teyvat. A system this powerful is capable of a lot of different things. In the past, the Akasha was primarily used for one-way information transmission, but I suspect it could also serve as a central bridging hub. I'm also very... it's hot. We are almost having a new heat wave, so at least it's not as big as the one we had last time. But it still goes to 35, 36 degrees. And suddenly one of the days where the heat wave is the worst is the day I'm going to Japan Expo. So Friday. In the pursuit of greater knowledge, some scholars have attempted to connect their consciousness to Irminsul through the use of terminals, incense, and meditation. Correct. In academic language, scholars who reach that stage are said to have entered Sadvyada life. Apatia has performed this practice many times in the past, and she was once under my care for a period of time. Right, and this at least proves that there is a zone within Irminsul that can be connected to. That's right. Providing wisdom to the people is one of the very reasons for Irminsul's existence. I think I understand where you're going. Please continue. In that case, I'll skip to the conclusion then. We need to further modify Aru, merge it with the Akasha, manufacture terminals, and distribute them to every single person we can reach. Every person? Even the Days of Folk? Yes, everyone. I've already calculated the amount of raw materials we need. So you mean we're going to get new Akasha terminals? Yes, but this time the people of Sumeru won't be using them to acquire knowledge, just to connect to Irminsul. That's the key. When we evacuated the city, we brought all the important assets from the House of Dina in case we ended up needing them. Fortunately, this included the Akasha system's main terminal. We've checked all the relevant records, and one thing is certain. Nothing like this has ever been done on this scale before, so... Everyone in Sumeru is part of the plan. Whoever controls the people controls the situation. Since this function of Irminsul was introduced, it has only ever been made available to scholars who don't constitute a particularly large group of people. But by expanding the scale to include all the people of Sumeru, all the individual connections will stack up to create a significant load on the system. Under normal circumstances, Irminsul will be able to cope with the additional load. But with it already being under strain from other activities, its remaining capacity is limited. Thus, it may be possible to shut it down completely by overloading it. Huh. Genshin! Counting down. 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? In the past, when people sought knowledge, they turned to the Tree of Wisdom. Today, we use it to save Sumeru and the whole world. These paths that nurture it, I didn't have time to read, must not become tools for destroying the world. Stop. End this transformation. Oh, it's my food. I'm so hungry. You should shut down. You would shut down Ernie's soul just to stop me? You fools. I have all the time in the world. Dottore is back! Success! Success! The evil Ernie soul tree has stopped growing. Great. Great. That's what a display of true courage. The courage to think and the courage to act. I never thought I would witness the shutdown of Ermin's soul in my own eyes. Perhaps this is human wisdom in action. Indeed, only human could do such a thing. Gods are few and far between. What was once created for spreading knowledge is no use for another purpose. A rather ingenious plan. I am grateful to you three for your help. Only thanks to you were we able to extend Arrow's interference capabilities to all terminals. Now, nobody who wears a terminal will have their activity accurately tracked by Ermin's soul. No matter how many eyes Dottore possesses, he will not be able to see us clearly. Now, for the extra step, I will need the help of your supreme powers once again. Might we be of service, Lord of Dendro? I need to reach the Eternal Oasis immediately. Right now? In that case, Abyss King, would you agree that this is a fine opportunity to dust off our old tricks? Never. I assume you have that chest set up with you. You mean the one you gave me as a gift? Asking for it back, are you? How could I? You misjudged me. I just wanted to show you another way you can use it. Connect to Savre Centrage. Centrage. Chatrange. You mean that place in the desert? Both chess sets gains its power from the chessboard laid out in the desert by King Deshret and ourselves. All ceremonies conducted using the chess set must be activated via... I don't know how to pronounce that. Savre Chatrange. In other words, the chess set, that's a tongue twister, the chess set is an extension of the chessboard. In the past, moving a chess piece was a sacred and momentous act. Transfer initiated, entering live combat mode. What do you mean combat mode? Do I have to move something? Mademoiselle Cohen, Flochinosilihilipilification. At least that I can pronounce. We haven't heard a single word from our spy in the desert. I'm afraid he might have been captured. Never mind. But we spent years training him and a lot of more. Nothing comes for free in this world, but the loss is not without its purpose. For a small price, we have wasted a precious amount of the limited time we have. Quite a bargain, if you ask me. Understood. Weighing profits against loss is a necessary part of life. But to tell the truth, I have been operating at a loss since this all began. Since many centuries ago, in fact. For instance, why would a banker act as the executor of a will? If you hadn't deposited your personal belonging to Northland Bank, I would have no reason to be here right now. If evil, why hot? That's all I have to say. Dottore, I've placed your final data backup into the ley lines as per our contract. I trust we are now square for the safe deposit fees you paid. Is it not a little petty to split hairs like this, given our amicable relationship? You fucking better hold me back. I mean, what? Damn, the wind is strong. I consider sound bookkeeping a matter of principle. Do not forget that you only live to see this day thanks to me. In fact, every day of your life since you met me, you've been living on borrowed time. Why, that's hardly a fair assessment. I will concede that my survival was perhaps at your whim, but I became a harbinger in my own merits. I don't remember having ring today, what the hell? Also, you know the guy, like, you know that someone is a bad guy when they keep their eyes closed all the time and they only open it, like, for certain reason. Like, at certain specific moments. Like, that's the thing in anime. The guy seems super nice, and then they fucking open their eyes and you're like, oh shit, he's getting serious. Managing money is not like other professions. Mine is not a role I could have acquired based on a recommendation alone, and certainly not one I could have lasted so long in without genuine ability. Oh shit, he's getting serious, or oh shit, he's other... both. The information stored in the ley lines is quite comprehensive. Rest assured, I have not forgotten how strong your pride is. Well, I presume you have no sense of fragmentation while talking with me. How could anything possibly go wrong with such strict measures in place? The remainder of your soul was split in two, with one half sent to not cry, and the other stored in the most secure vault in the Northland Bank. Though I must say, your disdain for the other segment. Like, you can tell me he's not hot when he has his eyes open. His eyes are so pretty. Though I must say, your disdain for the other segment is quite amusing. Zandik is you, and you are Zandik. Zandik created the segment, yet you, the segment yourself, reject him. That is Zandik, created segments of various age in his later years. To achieve this, he had to freeze time and part with a portion of his soul. You really need to hold me back this instant. But as constructive as it sounds, it erases my uniqueness. If each segment is equally me, then by the same token, none of them are truly me. A soul living forever in the past inevitably holds different views than he did in his later years. The same thing that completes me also restricts me. You too might ask yourself which state of your life you want to be preserved at. The age your business failed, or the day you were framed by a gang and sold off to a medical lab as a test subject. We needed to dredge up the past. This indesirable plan was eventually scrapped. Listener Kusanelli was quite right. I needed an opportunity to eliminate myself. And after that, I concluded that there was no more effective plan to directly splitting the soul. Once the soul is transferred out, you will find that creating a physical body is far simpler than creating a puppet. The other half of your soul suffered a crushing defeat in Notcry, you know. And yet, in the process, I obtained the information I always wanted, did I not? Because now, we finally know where the best testing ground truly lies. I once thought your ultimate goal was to ascend to godhood. But as it turns out, that was merely one of your experiments. Experiments takes many forms. Most people are too eager for success, too fixated on the end goal. They forget that the experimental process itself is just as important. A suspiciously vacant seat, and your face. I trust you can put two and two together. The reason it doesn't exist is because someone tampered with the record. What can I say? After all your efforts, you really did uncover the world's secrets. So, is the new world you promised a lie? No, it never was. I'm glad to be able to control Ermin's soul from within. Now I shall attempt to create a new world inside the existing one. He's also hot for a villain. Almost everyone faces the prospect of death, but not a single person has ever been able to experiment unrestrained in the afterlife through sheer force of will. I am the only one to have overcome this enormous challenge. Would I not be letting the world down if I didn't make the most of the opportunity to experiment? Clearly, the dividing of your soul did not affect the magnitude of your ego. Of all the visions of you that have ever existed, this you is the most insane and the most radical. Is that why you choose to work with me? Which was it then, my insanity or my radicalism? Could I call myself a venture capitalist without a suitably ambitious plan to invest in? Yours happen to fit the bill quite perfectly. Well then, I must say, while I am surprised enough that you showed up at all, what surprises me more is that you choose to present yourself as my former subordinate, and not as the banker Pantalone. Why make things harder than they deserve to be? Exposing my true identity in a situation like this would only serve to destroy diplomatic relations between Snezhnaya and Sumeru. I daren't imagine the consequence. Showing up in the name of the original antagonist gives you the recognition you rightly deserve, while also being sensitive to Snezhnaya's predicament. It was an easy win. As for why I'm here, if you're suggesting that your credit is in the negative, I won't argue with that. Many people say that about you. I'd argue that a significant factor in your willingness to cooperate is the fact that you have but a few years of life left after my death. Living and dying together has a way of binding two parties together rather closely. Is it not true that a relationship should be judged by both the positive and negative returns it yields? So some of what I said actually made it into your head after all. It's true that I hope you don't die too soon, but don't you find that a strange thing for me to say? After all, you've already had quite a long life, especially for a human being. You say you, You, okay. Let's not pretend that you're any more innocent than I am. Are we not the same in this regard? We both despite the existing laws of this world, and neither of us enjoy being under anyone else's control. Is it really so greedy to want the world to operate by a new set of rules? Of course not, my dear friend. And as I've said before, mutual interest is the foundation for the most reliable of relationships. You can attest to that. I just hope there never comes a day when I have to work too hard to prove that. Margareta, sir, people have been spotted approaching Sumeru City. Oh, strange. Despite your access to your mental data, it appears the soldiers noticed before you did. They must have found a workaround. Well, Dottore, I trust you know what this means. The fact is, they're coming. They'll bridge the city gates any moment now. But even so, I would say Irminsul is a wonderfully convenient thing on the whole. If you do manage to create a new world, perhaps you could plan one outside my office too? I'll consider it. What do you need me to do? Stall them? The experiment will take time. Stall them for as long as possible. Very well, but you're really asking for the moon here. Have you heard this story? There was once a guilty man, kneeling in the center of a church, while an angry mob outside waited to bring him to justice. He pleaded with the gods, begging them to grant him one final request: the chance to finish confessing his sins before he was sentenced. Many suns and moons passed. Seasons changed, and still his confession continued, as if he intended to speak until the end of time. Are you suggesting I worship you as a god? Or were you hoping that I might confess my sin to you? Certainly not the latter. That would make my life miserable indeed. Huh. So, we can actually ask questions to Dottore as Pantalone? Like, okay. And speaking of gods, for someone who despises them so, you never seem to have any objection to me creating or becoming one. At first I thought you'd be furious. Concerned I would terminate our partnerships, were you? Not at all. You had reason why your partnership might continue. Don't you find people's attitude toward gods amusing? A god descends from the heavens, and people worship it unreservedly, blindly following whatever rules are given to them. And yet, when they see an ordinary person gain godlike level of powers by virtue of their own hard work, they treat him with nothing but suspicion, even if he is a compatriot. Is that supposed to be a compliment? No, I was just thinking. I pity the man who would call you a compatriot. There's no need to be so self-critical. Also, about your recent situation. I'll be right back, I'm gonna eat. Okay, bon app. I know it's a little late in the day to be asking this, but how have you been keeping? I'm flattered that you would take the time out of your busy schedule to consider my well-being, Doctor. The part of your soul that went to not cry caused quite a stir, sending our organization back to the drawing board on numerous fronts. It was quite a headache for everyone involved. Dear me, I must have caused you no end of trouble. You certainly did. I had the rare honor of being summoned before the Tsaritsa with Puccinella to answer for myself. A terrifying ordeal. Don't worry, I'll pull through. At most, it's a purely public relations nightmare. I made sure of that. Now I'm curious. How did you explain yourself? Oh, it was quite simple. I just pinned the blame on someone who wasn't there to defend himself. I could hardly be expected to defy the demand of someone as his sister and as the second harbinger. How could you? Well, now could I? How you slander me? You know full well that I am perfectly amenable to reason. There is no question that you are partially to blame for the ruin of my reputation over the years. And then about your plans for the future. Do you have anything like that lined up for when this is all over? Hard to say. Field work always takes quite a toll on me, as you know. Once I'm back in Snezhnaya, I'll start with the well-earned cigarettes. Why are you so eager to run your lungs after I went to the trouble of replacing them for you? If you have an issue with it, feel free to try to stop me. And then, what's on your mind? The limits of humanity. It's a pity, despite running countless calculations, I found there is simply no way to reduce any further the amount of one's souls required to sustain an individual. It's rare to hear you admit to being unable to achieve something. I beg to differ. For instance, as I've told you before, the original me was prone to motion sickness and couldn't make long train rides. Ah yes, of course. One of the reasons you often sent yourself out of errands. What are you thinking about now? A new experiment. In the event that my soul was depleted, say we extracted my data from someone else's memories, yours for instance, and then combined it with your intact soul as the base material, what would we create? Such a scenario would be impossible. Or, as long as your current soul survive, there will be no need to create a new individual. Don't forget, you were the one who approved of the present situation, wherein only one Dottore remains. And if you cease to exist, who would be able who would be capable of performing these experiments? Since the day I met you, I've always You've always excelled at talking your way out of a quandary. That's the first time I've seen this word. Okay, ask all the questions. Isn't it a little too early to be saying goodbye? Not that I wish to keep you from your business, of course. Very well, let's leave the conversation there for now. I need to blow my nose. It's going to be trumpet time. Ugh. The power of King Deshret's 7 pillars is truly remarkable. With just a chessboard, you can move an entire unit across the material plane. Yes, that's for a much easier fight. Really makes my day. The last time we stormed the city, it involved a lot more running around. I wonder how many people can say they stormed a city twice in their lifetime. I was just thinking that. I've definitely had more than my fair share of unusual experiments in my life. This is my first time here, actually. We never usually leave Gandharvaville. I hope this will be my last time. Does anyone have to chime in? Can we just fight? What an amusing comment, my dear lady. Yet humans often alleviate tension via small talk, do they not? Well, why is Candice's shield talking? Because the image on her shield is one of me, and I, of course, can appear wherever I wish to. Huh. Well, la-di-da. Isn't that fancy? Could I get in on this? You wish for your gauntlet to speak? Why, certainly. Ahem. I think you'll find that it is I whose image is carved hereupon. Thanks. Definitely feel stronger now. You're welcome, my lady. I am glad to lend you my power. Sino, what's the situation? There are troops stationed at every entrance. As we expected, a frontal assault will suffice. Everyone stick to the plan. We'll take the main entrance. You head for the House of Dana's side door. Move out. Let's go! That's a strange team. Like Sino, Candice, and Dehia. Out of my way. I didn't have time to read the text that was like underneath. It's cool. What a way secured. Brothers, sisters. Perfect. Just in time. Welcome. Once we've linked up, we'll continue the advance. The team has arrived at the North Interest as planned. Good. Press on. Can I heal? Okay. Look out! It's an ambush! Finally. We need to hurry. Take the middle road now. Middle road now. Mahamatra Saino. Area cleared. Don't relax just yet. More factory approaching from the right. Immensal cannot track our movements. If necessary, we can split up. Don't worry. We'll wipe them all out. As you can see, our people came ready to go. Good, good. How would think with Miyoko? Can Tinari keep him safe? Don't underestimate Tinari just because he's a forest watcher. He can handle it. Alright, you know that's not what I meant. Somewhere, and the reinforcement have drawn the factory's fire away. It's our turn. By using a cluster leaf of cultivation, we can pass through certain terrain silently. Good luck with that. We'll just fly up there. Huh? Oh yeah, Paimon forgot she could fly. Ready? Ready. We'll sometimes cross a cluster leaf of cultivation in Sumeru, which will scatter a 4-leafed sigil around when they come into contact with Dendro. Use this object to make your adventure in Sumeru easier. Factory soldiers up ahead. They're not the most like they're not the best people for being stealthy. One with a big ass hat and the other with the biggest ears. I love Tinari though. Just checking if okay. Okay. Was just checking if my mic was still working because I accidentally kicked my platform. Careful. Prepare for battle. Hey, there's people over there. You have some nerve showing your faces here in the center of Sumeru. You're right on schedule. Well, this guy sure as heck is in your average factory sergeant. They've stationed quite a few people nearby. Definitely looks like they were waiting for us, but something feels off. Everything about this guy feels too deliberate. I highly doubt he's just a subordinate of the Torres, and he's no mere sergeant. Whatever his rank is, it's high, much higher than we thought. So you've been waiting for us. It looks like you're geared up for a conversation rather than a battle. Very clever, General Mahamatra Saino. I know you're the one in charge of the siege, and I look forward to making a deal with you. The siege. Sumeru City belongs to us. Historically, yes, but things can always change. We have quite a sizable force with us, you know. For instance, there's a factory ambush at the north gate. Can you handle them? We can for now. Yes, I am quite sure both sides can hold their ground for the time being. The battle has not yet reached its climax. But what happens next? Do you enjoy watching bloodshed? Surely some of those here are people you count as friends. Once a war begins, some people must die. What if you wish that fate upon anyone you know? Wait a second, his trick is not even here. Silence. He disappeared. What was that, a ghost? Curses. He was never there to begin with. That was just a shadow projected here to lure us in. Enough talk. Attack! I apologize for being unable to accompany you at this crucial moment, but I am compelled to leave for a reason beyond my control. Please excuse me. Sumeru's General Mahamatra is quite ruthless. It's a good thing I wasn't there in person. Your illusion held them up for a long time just fine, but now that they have seen through it, they will realize you were just a decoy. Decoy or not, what matters now is that they will be heading your way imminently. Not imminently, they are already here. We made it! This is far enough. Tsunari, you go help Sino. Don't worry about us. We'll manage from here. Are you sure you don't need me to stand guard? No need. Once the connection is established, we'll disappear from the Sanctuary Surastana. Go help the others. Alright, goodbye for now then. Please tread carefully. Yeah, hello, Yana. I was about to be like, whoa, is it already 10:30? But no. No, where's the interface Nahida was talking about? Found it. It's over here. I can't listen or watch just saying hi because we have literally no customers. Oh, damn. It's probably because the match is still going. Though I don't know if you guys have a lot of customers when... Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back soon. Good luck. Yep, thanks for the stretch. And stop shrimping. I was actually shrimping. And a sip. We can connect to the inside of Irminsul through the Sanctuary of Surastana building security system. You should be pretty familiar with the process. Is it the same route as last time? For the most part, we don't need to adjust any of the parameters. Then I should be fine. And Paimon, once you're both ready, we'll set off. Wait, the stakes are way higher this time, right? Maybe Paimon should stay outside and help the others. Then you can focus on the fight without having to worry about Paimon. Huh? Why are you staring at me like that? It's nothing. I just suddenly realized how much you've grown. Hey, you've grown quite a lot yourself. Don't you two start getting into each other? Wait, I didn't read that right. Don't you two start getting into it again. Okay. Well, anyway, Paimon thinks she's pretty knowledgeable. Who's the best guide in Tevat again? And don't forget, Paimon's a college student now. If we say Al-Haytham's not a weirdo, it's hard to explain how he came up with the idea of you applying to the academia. But for all that he counts, you're doing surprisingly well in your studies. Yeah, actually, apparently Paimon is doing really well. Just goes to show how important it is to have someone supporting you. And Paimon's not the only one. Let's not forget that you only became a student because of Nahida's personal recommendation. That's fair. I have learned a lot in Sumeru. Oh yeah, did you ever come up with that ugly nickname you promised me? What? No way, we're friends now. Paimon gave up on giving you one ages ago. Anyway, isn't Hot Guy enough of a nickname for you? Fine, suit yourself. We need to go. Paimon, if you're staying, look after yourself. Will do. Paimon's gonna link up with Tinari and Sino. You guys are the ones who need to be careful. We will be. Bye for now. Initiating connection. Shit's about to go down. Sorry. Holy shit. Not my parents texting my sister and I being like, we finally finished what we had to do. We are going to eat lunch. And it's almost 4 p.m. in their time zone. Well, here we are again. Come to think of it, I still don't even know where we're going. Thanks to a terminal, it should be impossible for a missile to read. I can... Don't tell me. Only you need to know that way, whatever happens to me next, it won't affect your progress. Listen to me, your safety is just as important as mine. Don't you ever think about sacrificing yourself for the greater good. We came here together and we're living together. Alright, if you insist, I won't argue with you. Well, I do insist. Explore Irminsul. This place looks so different from how I remember. It's unrecognizable. It's a complete mess. Like someone's turned the place upside down. Must be Dottore doing. Whether either is searching for some information he needs, or it's still changing. He has to know we've entered Irminsul, but luckily for us, he can't pinpoint your location. Be on your guard, don't let him find us. Red Brown have probably been corrupted by Dottore's power. Don't touch them or you might alert him. He's looking for us. Right carefully. That wall could be a problem. Fortunately, it looks breakable. Let's give it a shot. It's really fun to use Wanderer's ability to fly. Some more trick again, are you kidding me? Let's handle it just like we did before. This ship trick isn't gonna stop us. Oh no, it's a trap. Is that why he was using the same trick over and over again? To get us to lower our guard? I'm trapped. Why won't this thing bulge? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Oh, that's Nico. Nico? Is that you? Yes, it's me. I'm monitoring your progress from inside the Eternal Oasis. And I have to say, this terminal is simply marvelous. It makes tracking so much easier. I couldn't see anything at first, but now that you two are inside, I can use your location with support from the terminals to get a partial view of the situation inside Irminsul. It's not the clearest image, but it's better than not being able to help at all. So here I am. I can't intervene directly, but I can help to guide you out of the jam you're currently in. So please, just follow my lead. Dottore and his current fort is a blight upon both Irminsul and the ley lines. Pay attention to your surroundings. There must be source of his contamination nearby. The corrupted information is his main. However, you must destroy them. Precisely, take that. Great work, but we're not done here. Stay close. And let's see if we can find anything else. Shit. This must be another one. Agreed? No. Wait. Watch out! It's Dottore. I think it is us. The seal's broken. And where exactly do you think you can run to? There's more than one path. Which one do you choose? Feeling like a vermin. What a pathetic sight. There's a cliff ahead. Jump! I didn't have time to read that aloud. I think the pursuit is over. How to say, stay alert. Shit. Oh. Good. I think we've made it to relative safety. Goodness, that was tough. You doing okay? I'll be fine, don't worry. Take a short rest and then... Nicole? Nicole! The connection has been cut. That means... Look at you, supporting one another. How very touching. Dottore. Took you long enough to find us. You must lose less than I thought. Oh, really? I think I deserve a little more credit for my methods than that. Rather than hunting you down, I choose to let you roam free. If evil, why not? I indulged your presumption that I was unable to track your movements, played along with your clever little plan. Fleeing is for animal, but I rather enjoy watching you flee. Some things lose the will to run altogether as soon as you put them in a cage. If that's true, then why did you come looking for us? Because I wanted to observe you up close, of course. Don't misunderstand me, I'm not here for a fight. Is it so unusual that I wish to greet my old acquaintances in person? After all, it's been a while, Scaramouche. He remembers? No, that can't be it. It's impossible. Why are you so afraid? I've done nothing unprecedented in discovering the truth. Nor did I go to any great length to uncover your story. You made a bold series of moves in deciding to erase yourself, and with the power of this great chronicling device called Unmean Soul, you were able to achieve something quite remarkable. Once most people form an opinion about someone, it tends to imprison their mind, yet you managed to erase every trace of your existence. A novel take on death, indeed. However, this meant that you stood out to me all the more when I saw you in Nutcry. I didn't even have to go looking for you. Just the sight of you was enough for me to intuit the truth. For someone in my position, connecting the dots was a trivial affair. It would have been more surprising if I hadn't managed to piece it together. You seem very pleased with yourself for figuring it out. I'm sure you're even more delighted to learn the full extent of your crime. That would hardly be necessary. Besides, isn't there something that concerns you more right now? Something that fills you with dread? Let me put your mind at ease. I have no intention whatsoever of restoring any of the record you deleted. For one thing, it would be exceptionally difficult, and more to the point, I doubt that the prospect of losing your current life is all that frightening to you, because in your case... The cruelest twist of fate is that you'll never again have the chance to make up for any of your mistakes, isn't it? Dottore! I'm afraid you'll need to do better than that to take me down. I expected you to have grown stronger. How foolish of me, I forgot that you like any means to increase your power. You'll pay for everything you've done. Oh, will I now? Get in! Yeet! Does the prospect of death amuse you? I could ask you the same question. I'll distract Dottore. You focus on the mission. Got it? Ooh. For the hopes and dreams of the masses. Open the secret door on this enchanting night. Oh, that's Nahida. May wisdom light eradicate Noah. And hereby fulfill our ancient vow. Commence data extraction. You cling to outdated ideals and stand in the way of progress. You will pay for interfering with the greatest experiment of all time. Nahida! Good timing. Dottore, as clever as you are, you fail to understand wisdom. Wisdom takes many forms, but the path you have chosen eschews them all. Ooh. Strength. It's funny. Since you're within Irminsul, it stands to reason that any extracting information from Irminsul just to strip me of my power. I will find his weakness. I don't know. Okay, the rest is up to you. Damn, he's using Raiden Shogun's attack. People of Sumeru have united there. I didn't have time to read. Finally, time for you to die. Excited? Time for me to die. How could I have reached this place in death for something I feared? That's enough. It's all yours. Do with it as you fit. Just as you said, this world is home to some archaic things. And as you suppose, you are a formidable opponent. You have long coveted the secret of wisdom. So now I will demonstrate true wisdom in action. Invoke my supreme authority as the keeper of Erming. Command me or condemn me, but give your verdict now. First one of wisdom. Mahakusala Maha. Mahakusala Hama. Are you certain that you wish to exercise your authority to destroy Irminsul? It represents both your roots and your finest accomplishments. You truly intend to abandon the very thing you have always fought for? This is my decision. Irminsul has been corrupted beyond redemption. Irminsul is the original tree of Tevat. It is the means by which the heavenly principle maintains fate itself. The 7 Archons should honor and revere it, for the authority was bestowed upon them by the heavenly principle. It is precisely because I honor and revere it that I fight for the humanity it exists to protect. Wisdom is knowing how to weigh the option and make the right decision. If you truly care about the fortune of this world, then it is me who should seek to preserve. Planting a seed begins the chain of cause and effect. Since you have become a great tree yourself, why should the loss of another tree be not anything to fear? Till we meet again, Lord of Dentro. Ugh. The first flame. The pure cleansing fire. You son of a bitch! Yay! Wanderer for the win! It is I. Sono Babish? I just understood. Shall we? Where were we? It was suggested that you needed to inform when signing a contract. You're only sitting here because your bank demanded an evaluation of the... I didn't have time to read the last one. So you told a story about a young scholar from a merchant family in Sumeru. I told a compelling tale, didn't I? The post-expulsion story is far more captivating. The human experiments, or the elixir of immortality? Abibaxis. The part where you die. Ah yes, my favorite part. The 35-year segment thought of himself as Dottore, reserving the name Zandik for the original specimen. Of all the segments, he was the most selfish. After expulsion, Dottore researched for new direction. He joined the Fatui, studied Elizar in great depth, secured resources. He was rather fortunate in his career. Zandik turned to Kandrian technology and successfully created his segment. But this was not immortality. Even with backup segment, his body would still age. Still, thanks to Shneznaya, Zandik found the ideal base for his experiments. Then, a perfect partnership materialized at a crucial moment. The year that both parties realized they needed more time. Fortunately, Zandik succeeded. In a miraculous turn of events, he gained the extra time he needed. I seem to recall it differently. Alright, it's true. No matter how much elixir he took, Zandik remained human and continued to age. Then, on the morning he turned 85. Help me up! Call for help! Surely he would be rescued, Zandik thought. But to his surprise, Zenig was too selfish for that. Forget you're one of us. Yes, and we're all waiting. Waiting for me to die. Yes. Pantalone arrived for a meeting, and a pen to witness what followed. He found it unsettling. I never said that. But the Zendigs weren't phased. It was a rare opportunity for self-dissection. What does all that have to do with you depositing your data in Northland Bank? It has made me cherish my time in this world all the more. My favorite part is when the original died. Yeah, for real. Fair enough. So do you have a sound? You do have a sense of self-preservation. What do you mean? You're hardly normal, and you don't cherish life. You just don't want to admit defeat in the limited time you have. Even so, don't I deserve an interesting ending? I'm counting on it. Yes, one of his segments was a like 10-year-old child. If nothing else, I expect my funeral to be a grand affair indeed. What a magnificent fire. In Shneznaya, we light fires to ward off the cold. Fire, it seems, is antithetical to ideas such as cold, frozen, and unchanging. Perhaps it has always been that way. From the beginning, fire has been used to drive away wild beasts and warm the body and mind. You could say it's a form of treatment, one that cures the human heart of mortal fear. Mortal fear. Something you haven't been acquainted with in a long time by the sounds of it. Whereas you, I'm sure, must know the feeling quite well indeed. I remember when we first discussed the elixir of immortality. You claimed that extending your lifespan was about buying more time. But was that really the truth? You fear the prospect of dying a wretched end in this world, don't you? Of course I do. I'm only human after all. Pantalone, so Regulator, he's like 400 years old. And while you may have forgotten it, you cannot deny that you too were once human, Dottore. I do not believe that there is no such fear in your heart. Perhaps you're right, but I abandoned it long ago and devoted myself to my experiments. I have felt no fear since. From the very beginning, you never thought you could win this game. I never thought you could win this game. But still you came, contract in hand, to honor our agreement. Because I am a reputable partner. And as we have discussed, experiments are about more than results alone. The process is equally important. I've come here and completed my creation. I do not regret my decision. I am afraid your journey ends here. After I die, there will be no one to make the elixir of immortality, and your remaining stock will only last a few more years. How then will you prove that you didn't perish in this incident along with everyone else? When I feel optimistic about market environments, I never forcibly adjust them. They have their own direction. I and myself am one of such environments. I've been quite particular about many things in my life, but when the manner of my death is concerned, I choose not to be. You make yourself so magnanimous. Oh, but I am, and I hope you will be too. It may have been a long time since everyone told you this, Dottore, but I recognize that you are a truly rare talent. Ha! I can see it, the experiment in blasphemy that I've been performing all this time. It has been a long process, that do not care about the result as much as people might imagine. If the very goal of your experiments was to explore infinite possibilities, then there was never any reason for it to end. Indeed, yet now the experiment has officially drawn to a close. What should I call you, Zandik? Or do you prefer the Tory? Suit yourself. Goodbye, Philfan. This time, that's what it truly is. Yeah, Pantalone's real name is Philfan. And don't I know it? Goodbye, Zandik. I could have carried out many more experiments, but to me, Lord of Dendro, this outcome is certainly not the worst. I believe you, but unfortunately this is where it all ends for you. This experiment does not belong to you, nor do any of the results. Experiments. It sounds like you're trying to outdo me in my own field. Wisdom is conveying information in terms that people can clearly understand. You know exactly what I mean. Indeed, I can see no further outcomes. You have a formidable mind, and you are braver than I thought. Setting fire to the very thing your survival depends on. Your previous threat was empty, but this time it is real. When necessary, wisdom can be as fierce as an inferno. Some of the flames that incinerate you come from within yourself. Perhaps you're right. You see what lies at the bottom of the human heart, and that is your wisdom. Here is where your journey comes to an end. All that is yet unknown belongs to those of us who will carry on living. It seems I have unwittingly been your arch enemy all along, but now it's all over. I do not deny your intelligence, but what you refer to as experiments, I would never describe in those terms. There are events that take place in the real world, and they are so much more than mere data. Goodbye. We will never meet again. I sure hope so that we don't see Dottore again. I'm pretty sure he's still alive somewhere because he does have a part of his soul. Like the last fragment, he separated his soul in two. One was sent to Nokrai, the other one is in the Northland Bank in, I think it's in Liyue. And the part that died in Nokrai is the one that infiltrated the ley lines. So I'm pretty sure there is still a tiny part of his soul somewhere. Like probably in Liyue. Though I am not sure of that, because why would Pantalone, the one who guards his soul, say goodbye to him? If there was still a fragments. So yeah. I am a bit confused about that specific part, honestly. Well, that's the last of them. Everyone on the list is already back where they should be. It was a long, hard road, but we finally finished escorting everyone back. I just pray that we'll never need to leave again. I hope we can stay here forever in this peaceful paradise of our own choosing. Paradise. In the annal of the Temple of Silence, that word carries great significance. It represents the hope and desire of the gods. They are longing for a place to rest. I wouldn't think gods needed such a place. People always think they're the only ones who can lose their home. They forget that gods too need a place to reside. As the God King once said, a god without his people shall cease to exist. Gods need their believers every bit as much as their believer needs them. Only we can truly understand how much the desert faith has faded over the centuries. But we still talk to the gods as though they are a part of our lives. Given the myriad way in which gods and humans interact, So they really are. How else could the Nyazot consider the Dendro Archon a friend? Maybe the last fragment is just information. Yeah, I don't know. It's still a bit fuzzy. I don't know if the last, like, because, like, there is a quest after that, like a new Archon quest. Apparently it's the Dainsleif quest that's mandatory every region. But it's still considered an Archon quest. So maybe we will learn more about that there. I haven't seen it. Like, after I'm done with this one, I am completely blind, because usually I watch the story quests. Like, I watch someone play it. But this time I decided I didn't want to watch anything, so I don't know shit. So we'll see. As in Irminsul information. Well, Irminsul just got burned to a crisp. This Nahida just used the gnosis, like the pyro gnosis that she got from Mavrica, to burn down the Irminsul. So yeah, I don't know. And I mean, Wanderer did manage to remove his own existence from Irminsul. So I'm pretty sure that Nahida can also erase Dottore's information from Irminsul. Well, that sounds right to me. Scrubbing them as friends sure makes us feel a whole lot closer. Ha! If only you told me a few years back that I have this many friends, I'd have called you a liar. Belief is a choice, just like friendship. We've made our choice through battle, right once, wouldn't you say? I'm probably gonna eat soon because I need to go to an appointment tomorrow morning, but I am back for a bit. Okay. And thanks for the stretch and everything. I was actually laying down so I could stretch, so... I get scared. I'll be heading back to the Temple of Silence. I heard the God King and the Ibis King decided to pay us a visit. How about you? Also, he was just Irminsul information anymore, and the Dottore is Bernal. Yeah. Yeah, because what happened was that when he died in Nordcry, his soul got transported inside the ley line, and the ley lines connect to Irminsul. So technically he got into the ley lines via his soul entering the ley lines. So I'm pretty sure that Nahida just deleted him from Irminsul. But at some point we heard, like we saw the conversation with Pantalone and Dottore. And Pantalone was like, yeah, the last fragment that you have, one half of the soul was in Nordcry and the other half is in Northland Bank. So I don't know what happened to that segment of, like, that fragment of the soul that's in the Northland Bank in Liyue. But the one that was inside the Irminsul got obliterated, and the Irminsul became a pile of ash. So it's back to our village for us. Still plenty of supplies to distribute and people to help. Until next time, old friend. As long as you can find the time, you're always welcome to visit us in our village. Right back at ya. Make sure to drop by the Temple of Silence the next time you're free. A small fun fact for those who don't really know Cetas. His English voice actor is the same voice actor as Hunter from The Old House. What is that? Two of the other 7 pillars, Chesapeake and Bennu, might also be dropping by. Since you're wearing the symbol of their power, it'd only be fitting if you came to see them for yourself. Dropping by? That makes it sound like we're visiting a neighbor's home. Well, the temple was founded by her neighbors, so I guess to them that's exactly what it is. I guess that's true. Alright, we'll make sure to find time to stop by. Stay safe on your journey home. I will. You do have a point. See, retirement has always been a problem, especially for an old-timer like us who's been locked away all those years. You finally step out into the light and bam! You're face to face with a whole different world. Naturally. What do you think, Layla? Huh? When would you think to ask me? How could I possibly be qualified to decide where the servant of King Deshret should live? Sorry if my question wasn't clear. You think their statues will stand out too much if we place them here? Hey, I never agreed to this. How could we possibly allow our statues to be left in Anubis' home? That would be like breaking into someone's house and pretending it belonged to you in the first place. Different beliefs can coexist. We still need to respect one another. By which you mean, you do plan to stay at the Temple of Silence for a while at least, but you have no intention of relocating your status here. So you see this as sort of a family visit, is that correct? Family, huh? You could say that. In a sense, Hermanubis will view this as his home. Just look at this place. Magnificent, isn't it? The sad truth is, in the past, all three of us invested so much into misguided ventures. We failed to build what we should have, and wasted so much time instead. And what do you mean by that? I mean that, for the most part, time spent associating with the likes of Sobek, and let's say, thoughts, might reasonably be considered wasted. Why does that not surprise me? Go on. Anyway, given how much time we'll all be spending together, I'd say that the bond we build would end up proving to have been a sound investment. When Thetos, the current leader of the Temple of Silence, returns, you can discuss the matter of staying here with him. But judging by the expression of everyone here, I imagine you'll receive a very warm welcome. The sacred ground houses untold knowledge, after all. What better place for the servant of King Deshret to appear in the mortal world? How about we share a meal together first? I imagine it's been many years since you last tasted fresh food. Oh, that sounds wonderful. After so many hundreds of years, I can only surmise that desert cuisine has become a lot more varied. Are we having a get-together? If you'd like, I can help prepare some food. After all, love thoughts, you helped me so much in the desert and I still haven't properly thanked you. Oh my, that would be wonderful. I'm touched that you still remember. How the times have changed. To the people of today, it seems the Ibis King has become a kind and passionate god. And you, Mr. Harry Schaff, what kind of god do you wish to be? To be honest, I haven't given it much thought. How about you, Dendro Archon? Do you have any hopes for the future? Me? I'm very happy with my current life. Forgive my bluntness, but you do not seem to derive your authority from my majesty and might, like Lord Alarma. Clearly, your approach has its advantage, but also its danger, don't you think? I do, but projecting a majestic form doesn't really suit me. Besides, my relationship with others isn't simply one of a god and her people. Not putting on airs might earn you more adoration. Exactly. Besides, I really like parties where everyone brings their own food, and we all come together to share. You should join us. I'm sure you'll find it fun. Last time, when we got together for a picnic near the Avidia forest, it was quite the occasion. Seeing as you're already here, why don't we hold the next one in the desert? Can we do that? Wouldn't Signari have to transport a ton of drinking water? Don't worry, I can help out. Lila, would you like to join us next time? Me? Sure. Nying! 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 The more the merrier. That way we... Don't take this the wrong way, I just think you should know, when it comes to passing the time, chess is more a thing. In that case, Archon, what do you say? We just got the subs. Yay! Wait, already? Oh, if I were to compete against you, I can't say with certainty I'd win, but I certainly wouldn't mind giving it a shot. Where's Sobek? I'm sure he'd be good for a few rounds. Cards. I'll always prefer chess. I wonder what variant of chess we're talking here. What's your thoughts? Is there some sort of astrological significance to this game? Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. As long as the leader of the Temple of Silence agrees, we can search around Anubis' place for books that teach you how to play. Backseat. I bet. Such devastation visited on Sumeru City. So many houses destroyed and damaged in the fighting. Who could have foreseen this? Look at all of this. It's going to take me forever to tidy up. I suppose living below the academia doesn't always work out to your advantage. I would have thought a little appreciation of my sincerity and effort in helping to clean up this mess might be in order. Helping? Effort? This is your house. Of course you should be putting in the effort. If anything, I'm the one who's helping. So you see yourself as just a helper in this situation. I must admit, I'm rather shocked. If you're trying to say that since I've lived here, I have an obligation to tidy up... Fine, I suppose I do. Wait a second. Stop changing the subject. Nevertheless, in the wake of a great storm, a missing roof is a predictable inconvenience. Can you stop making it seem like I care more about this house than you do? Doesn't it upset you at all to see your home in this state? I won't pretend it's ideal, but that's no reason to be upset. This is the roof over your head, your shelter from the cold. The furniture is scattered, the paintings have fallen off the walls, the windows are shattered. Don't you feel even a little disheartened? The way I see it, this problem are easily solved. This is precisely why I hate talking to you about sentimental things. It's like banging my hands against a wall. You simply don't understand just how much work goes into making a proper home. It sounds like it's causing you a lot of anguish. You mean the house or the paintings? I mean your sentimentality. Oh, well, yes, but I'd rather not dwell on such things right now. Generally speaking, when anguish becomes the norm, people usually make an attempt to improve their situation. But there are so many people and things in life that are difficult to change. It's not like we can force them. Besides, anguish can be a source of inspiration, and I'm not sure I could break my reliance on it. I'm glad you're able to make yourself think like that. What kind of a response is that? Overstating a profound truth about the very nature of art. Suffering is the cradle of all creation. Even you can deny that. And I wasn't trying to. I'm just happy for you, pure and simple. Can't you tell? Happy about what? Happy that you can always find an answer that backs up your views. You! More often than not, life is a process of running into problems and then searching for answers. Yours more than most. Not everyone's so good at justifying things to themselves. It's something that you've always been steadily mastering. What about you then? What skill do you have you been mastering lately? Pass me that box. Huh? Okay. You may consider this my progress on the path to mastery. I love the little, like, interrogation, like the little question mark that was next to Kabe. He was just so confused, and so am I. What? Wait a second, isn't that box mine? Hey, it is! It must have fallen off that shelf. I had them! Those are my pens and inks! Would you like me to put it in your bedroom for you? Huh? I mean, sure, if you don't mind. What kind of progress is this? Does he think he can bribe me? Not that giving me back my own things is much of a bribe. These books on the floor, they're a complete mess. And this one, didn't he say it was an out-of-print collectible? It's completely covered in dust, and some of its pages have even fallen out. Guess I should help him repair it. This one too, and this one. I love to have my baby girl. Dory and Nefer talk. Local stumper-based imported goods. It's such a bright future ahead. I can picture the Mora just rolling in. You do realize you sung like a choking cow. Ushi? You know Ushi? It's called being imposing. Imposing. Can't you feel it? Are you not intimidated? No. Kaveh makes the house a home and he's sufficient, but I'll hit him whenever we meet it. Yeah, for real. Oh, I'm positively shaking in my sandals. What commands do you have for me, oh my mighty Lord Sangamabe? You've got a lot of nerves, Nefer. You went and told Candace and the others everything, didn't you? Seriously, do you have an idea how differently they see me now? Surely that's a good thing. I presume they're more disposed to actually like you now. Maybe even view you as a friend. You traded my secret for sympathy. Thanks to you, I've lost every last shred of my mercantile majesty. How am I supposed to make anyone think I'm a big, scary investor now? The dark days of Lord Sangamabe are behind you. I'll take this chance to make a few honest friends. Speaking of friends, since when did the notorious Lady Nefer gain such an admiration for Hollywood and Dao types? A Moonchanter here, an angel here, there? Would have thought it. Another cat! Lipton. Me. My drink, thank you. My cookie? A coming together of fates, nothing more. No need to throw around accusation of admiration. Cookie, thank you. Forget it, you're right about one thing at least. Making friends is never a bad thing for a merchant. Still, I really took a loss this time. What are you looking at? I'm trying to see if you're really crying or if those are just crocodile tears. A little birdie told me that when Lord Sangamabe makes money, Miyoki, the tears flow from the center of her eyes, but when she loses it, they flow from the corners. Which is it this time? You're so annoying, I'm not talking to you anymore. Never, thank goodness you're here. I've been looking everywhere for you. Well, if it isn't the house of Dana's very own librarian. What can I offer you today, Miss Katayun? Oh no, I'm not here to buy. I'm here to bring Lady Nefer a book, and a fascinating one at that. We agreed to meet at the entrance of the mausoleum of King Deshret. One more thing, I bought this copy with my own money. It's not borrowed. Reasoning knows not the time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. That's quite the mouthful. Hey, isn't it the one that... It was all the rage for a while. People throughout the city were clamoring to get their hands on a copy. The name inside was circled. Everyone thought it was a riddle. Don't bring up that book in my presence, I don't even want to hear its name. That thing was nothing but a scam. Surprisingly enough, I've actually heard of this book, though it doesn't seem of much consequences. So what truth lies behind it? You're from the Fangomanda, and you're asking me what the truth is? I'd say the actual truth was about the least important part of the whole episode. I brought you this book because it probably has the more interesting backstory of any in the House of Dana's collection, at least in recent years. As for its quality, well, you can judge that for yourself. Don't tell me it's actually any good. You might not know this, Lord Songamabe, but ladies never has a fondness for books with, how should I put this, mixed reviews. No, I forgot literature, huh? Perhaps she feels that bad books hide interesting secrets. But I shouldn't put words in her mouth. It's probably fair to say she prefers the conversation that books can spark over the substance of the books themselves. That's my style as an intel broker, wouldn't you say? Very interesting, thank you. I'll return it to you once I'm done reading. And as it happens, I have something for you too. Incense? I imagine you've already used up the incense I gave you last time. Here's some more. This batch is from Nutprice, so the scents won't be quite the same. Well, actually, I've been saving the incense you gave me. I couldn't bring myself to waste it without a special occasion. But I'll gladly accept this too, and I promise I'll use it this time. Katayun, you haven't changed a bit. Boom! Congratulations, Colei. Well done, Colei. After studying for so long, you finally become a full-fledged ranger. Sure hasn't been easy for you, huh? This really is fantastic news. All grown up. Longer a trainee, but an official forest ranger. The next step is to secure tenure in the academia. Thanks, everyone. It's true, I'm an official forest ranger now. Master Tinari, thank you for your guidance and support. I wish Mr. Saino were here so I could thank him too. Saino had a matter to attend to at the Temple of Silence. I don't imagine he'll be back for some time. But don't worry, we can celebrate together once it's finished. I'm afraid the party will have to wait. Colei still has some matter to attend to first. Colei, is everything alright? No, it's not what you think. There's nothing wrong with my health. I just have a few things I need to deal with. I've made plans with Miyoko and Paimon to meet in Mondstadt. Master Tinari and Mr. Saino will be accompanying us too. Well, that's a relief. Let's get together when everyone's back. I'm sure you'll be doing even better by then. Of course, I have a feeling you're right. A few days later. Oh, after all the catching up on sleep and food, Paimon's feeling full of women bigger again. For someone who spends so much time resting, your recovery routine is surprisingly simple. Hey, Paimon's been working her butt off too, you know. She flew all over the city helping everyone out. Don't worry, I saw how hard you worked. Hehe. Alright. We all know you're the most hard-working person in Tibet. As long as you're rested and full, that's what really matters. Paimon's been looking around the place, and it seems like the city's already on the mend. But Paimon's been wondering how Nahida's doing. We should check in on her. Yes, let's go see Nahida. Hey, Nahida! And Hatke's here too! Miyoko, Paimon. What's going on here? Nothing much. Nahida was just expressing concern for my physical and mental well-being. Oh, Miyoko told Paimon all about that. You've both been very worried about you. Are you feeling alright? You made it sound like I'm on the brink of some kind of breakdown. With it, I'm doing much better than you might imagine. If we can just get to the bottom of the Tory's intention, we can minimize his negative influence. That is the sort of thing I excel at. Just listen to that newfound optimism. It seems like having you enroll in the Vahomada was a truly inspired move. I can really see the positive influence.
Observe a classic Sumeru specialty, chalking everything up to education and learning. To be honest, even I can sense the change in you.
Everything the Torah said to you was a way to manipulate your mind. Fortunately, you're no longer under his sway.
Can someone as old as me really continue to grow?
If it helps, just think of yourself as a late bloomer. It's all a matter of phrasing, and it comes down to what standards you measure yourself by. For a puppet, developing at such an age is perfectly normal, but if you choose to call yourself a late bloomer, it sounds more like you consider yourself a human.
However you see yourself, well done. Alright, I see what you mean. Anyway, what's your next step? What else can I do but complete my current courses? Everything else can wait. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. There are still things in the city I need to help out with. I'll be heading there now.
I'm so happy that Hatkai is doing better than we thought. But what about you, Narita? How are you holding up? The pyrognosis brought down the corrupted Ermin soul. The flame blazed for 7 days and 7 nights before they finally subsided. All that was left were the parts on the ground. Now ours shoulders the responsibilities that once belonged to Ermin soul. The situation was contained before it got out of hand, so Tevat's most vital information has largely been preserved.
Ermin soul has a strong influence over you, doesn't it? How will you cope now that it's gone?
There's no need to worry. Thanks to Nicole's extraordinary talents, my connection to Ermin soul has been surveyed and transposed into Aru. Angels can do things like that? They can. Such abilities are precisely what makes them so powerful. The goddess of flower, Nabu Malikata, once claimed that she, too, could perform feats beyond the reach of mere mortals. In my eyes, much of what she went to achieve reached such transcendent levels. Her and Nicole really are both fascinating and magnificent.
So does that mean your situation is stable now?
Correct. Just imagine that Aru has become the new Ermin soul, and the sense of my existence has been bound to it. The wisdom of Sumeru has ultimately converged into a single unified entity. Should we ascribe this all to fate, or is it merely fortune? Whatever it is, the important thing is that you're okay, Nahida.
Then Archon, lesson learned Kusanali. Oh, thank goodness you're here. Greetings, Myoko and Paimon.
Tionathis, do you have something urgent to say?
Yes, there's something I need to report. We've received a message from Shania. Lapis hands a letter to Nahida, who reads it.
The factory harbinger the rooster sends us his sympathies, along with all the usual pleasantries. His stance is that, following the unrest in Outcry, Dotori was subjected to internal censure. This madness was the act of a rogue element, one who cannot be seen to represent the Zapoliani Palace. No less than can be expected. Shneznaya paid a heavy price working to stop him. They even lost one of their own harbingers. The letter goes on to say that even so, Shneznaya cannot claim to be blameless. Apparently, they will deal with Doctor's subordinates in accordance with Shneznayan law, holding all those involved in his crime accountable. Additionally, they are supplying relief funds and supplies, which are already en route. Let's hope this will aid in Sumeru's reconstruction. Sounds like he's got an answer for everything.
True, but as this diplomatic rhetoric goes, it's highly effective, completely watertight, both in logic and sentiment.
This disaster that has a profound impact on Sumeru, there is much that I will keep in my heart. The matter of Dottore can be seen as settled for now. We are sure to cross paths again in the future, and in that light, Shneznaya would do well to uphold their responsibilities and keep a tight rein over their action. With Ermin's soul burned, the flow of fate now carries many more possibilities. I will be watching carefully.
Perhaps we can move on to a less serious matter. Then, Archon, will you eat with us once this matter is dealt with? Everyone wishes to celebrate together. Your presence would be most welcome.
Of course. The Nyozard, Saino, and Hypatia all told me the same thing. If there isn't enough room for everyone, we can arrange back-to-back feasts.
What a wonderful idea! Let's just leave the question of what we should eat.
Not more tomatoes, surely?
More? Then, Archon, what do you mean by more? Tomatoes?
Those good friends of yours are always talking about tomatoes. Sometimes when I'm walking through the city, I can even hear them argue in the field. Since you see them so often, you must hear about tomatoes even more than I do. Tomatoes, tomatoes. The word has a certain magic to it, like the autumn fur of a stumper beast, swirling in the wind, sometimes flying up my nose.
Tomatoes. What can we make with tomatoes? Wait, why tomatoes?
Take your time, there's no need to rush. Yoko, Paimon, and I still have somewhere we need to visit. You'll have plenty of time to think it over before I return.
Does this mean you're going to Natlan? Meeting them there in person will require a long journey.
I know, but this is necessary. I must go myself. Paimon, Yoko, we'll set off as soon as you're ready. Is that alright?
Sure, we'll be ready whenever you are.
You'll hear no objection from Paimon. We should grab some snack along the way, though. It'll be just like going on a long holiday. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to this so much. Natlan is such a lively place. It's super cheerful and positive too. I can see that. There are people outside exercising all hours, such a healthy way of life.
You came. Welcome, welcome. You must be hungry from your journey. Would you like something to eat?
Thanks, but not thanks. We've been eating the whole way here. We had a mushroom platter, subs-meat stew, butter braised chicken, padisara pudding, Paimon's supposedly stuff.
Alright, no need for all that detail. I'm starting to get hungry myself.
Maybe later then. We can wait till everyone's got an appetite, then all head out for a meal together.
Sounds like a plan. Let's find somewhere to just sit down. I should tell you, I already have some sense of why you've come.
What is that, Mavrika?
To say thank you. The sense was spot on. But on top of that, we also feel guilty. Because the Pinognosis has vanished? I sense this loss.
Despite scurrying through the remnants of Irminsul, we couldn't find any sign of the Pyrognosis. Not even any trace of it burning to ashes.
That's certainly unusual. Still, the potential fallout from Irminsul lost its significance, to say the least. Perhaps the Pyrognosis' disappearance is simply a knock-on effect of the impact it has on a certain strait of fate. There's no need to feel guilty. We're clear that this time there was to be no returning, only giving, pure and simple.
Thank you really is a fascinating phrase. We use it to express gratitude for the smaller things, yet when faced with the kindness too immense to describe, we use exactly the same word. It's not that we lack other means of expression, it's that when we truly need to express our feeling, the simplest and purest words are always the most powerful.
You're right, in Atlan we prefer simple expression too. Companionship, friendship, support. They might not sound fancy, but the sentiment behind them is sincere.
That's wonderful to hear. Sincere feeling are often a vehicle for the deepest wisdom of all.
Irminsul's destruction doesn't seem to have done you much harm. I'm glad to see you're doing well.
There's still a lot of work to do, but before we begin, we felt it was important to come here and speak with you.
Partly to express our gratitude, but also because we felt that seeing you in innocence is like basking in warm sunlight. That's a nice way of putting it. I like that. To tell you the truth, though, I'm not a fan of somber meetings. So since there's nothing more to say, why don't we go bask in some actual sunlight? The weather's beautiful today.
What a great idea! Paimon's gonna lie back and soak up some rays.
In that case, I'm gonna go eat. Good night and have a nice rest of stream. Thank you. Have a good eat and thanks for the self-care. Thanks for coming to the stream. In that case, I think I'll lie down for a bit too before we head to our next stop. And where might I be? Mondstadt. Paimon and I are gonna head back there with Collei and the gang.
Long ago, I sensed that the god remains inside Kole had come from the goddess of flowers, but I kept it a secret. Those remains weren't hunting Kole, not as she is now. They simply exist. Besides, I could sense a deep yearning within her. A yearning for an ordinary life. A yearning to hold on to the hard-won happiness she now enjoys. With someone like her, I have a responsibility to keep her secret. She should be ready to face the truth by now. Whenever people meet, there is always the potential to create warmth and kindness. Every child grows up, but even as adults, they are still children in the eyes of certain people. Oh, just like how Paimon sometimes sees Nahida as a little kid.
Is that so? Well, everyone who's friends with a kid is probably a kid themselves.
Of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. When we get back, we'll probably be hanging out with another of our friends who happen to be a kid. Or more like looking after in her case. Anyway, we'll always be there to watch out for our friends.
Being another one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they're talking about Klee.
Dear Sucrose, when you receive this letter, I'll probably be as busy as always, but busy with wonderful things. That's because I am no longer a trainee. I'm now an official forest ranger. Impressive, right? Sano said that official rangers sounds more tougher than trainees. Though he did say I was already pretty tough to start out with. You probably heard that something did happen in Sumeru recently. Don't worry, it's all been taken care of. We're heading to Mondstadt now, so if you're free, maybe we could meet up? Plus, it's not just me. A few of us are going. Hey, do you still remember that time we all got together? You know, when we all went to the Windloop Festival. It'll be just like that. Today is the tour by the gates of Mondstadt. Scenario is that. Don't you say it. Is that the great Vayu Vyastra? Behold the great Vayu Vyastra, General Mahamatra. Your temper changed. I wasn't expecting you to beat me to the punchline. You've changed. You've really upped your aggression in your battle against Sinus Joke. Collei, how did you know what I was going to say? On the love of... Hey! Yoko, Paimon, you're here on time. You're right on time. I hope we haven't kept you waiting. Collei! Sucrose, it's been so long. How have you been? I've been well. Everything's going great. What about you? Are you still busy? Not at the time. Alright, that juicer you gave us was amazing. Horizon loves it. Seriously? That's wonderful. I don't suppose you drew up a detailed test report. Oh, what fruit did you use? How was the texture of the final product? Sucrose, you might want to try asking your question one at a time. Beto, I haven't seen you here. It's been a while since all of us were together like this. How about we follow the same plan as last time? Good idea, my friends. You never disappoint. So, what are your identities this time? Don't remind him. First things first, allow me to introduce our very own official forest ranger, Play. The rest of us are simply her humble travel companions. It sounds like one of those mushy stories that gets people hooked on some corny, heartwarming premise. Oh, is our story not heartwarming? If I recall correctly, there was even a scene like this in King of Invocation. Besides being heartwarming, our story is also about tough, impressive sounding job titles. At least that's what I think. You, Coley, and the other meet with the Knight of Favonius. Oh, you're here already? I'm still giving Dodoko a little trim. I won't be a moment. A trim? Does Dodoko need haircuts too? Of course. It's important to know how to take loving care of the apple of your eyes. All of these trivial matters get left to me. It's because I'm an angel or, in a way, the guardian of all Tibet. Oh, right. Well, that's definitely an impressive sounding job title. What are you writing? I'm just brainstorming some cool sounding lines. Oh, write them on this card back. Of course. Clearly my lines are pretty amazing, wouldn't you say? Miss Calais. Miss Nicole. Calais, you seem a little nervous. I was just wondering, who was the person you mentioned who needed their wish fulfilled? Wish? What do you mean? Miss Nicole asked if we could meet up in Mondstadt once everything was over. She said a friend of hers has a wish that needs my help to come true. I need to blow my nose because it's stuffy. Well, you never mentioned that before. All we knew was that you'd arranged to meet in Mondstadt, but we thought it was something to do with the gold remains. To be fair, everything I told you was true. Anyway, my friend is waiting. Come on, let's pay her a visit. Huh? You're... Surprised? I bet you weren't expecting to meet a woman like me beneath this beautiful tree in a faraway land. An oasis will spring from the place where Jin resides. That saying falls somewhat flat here in Mondstadt, given that everything is already so lush and green. Little Par, what are you doing here? I made friends with Miss Nicole. Ask her to bring me here and then invite Nicole to come. To come. The prologue of this story is that I have a wish. It has stirred within my heart for centuries, millennia even. Originally, it was merely a laughbad lie, but now it has become reality. Could this be related to the god of flowers? The goddess of flower? My dear young lady, my mistress left her final trust in this world upon you. I can't tell you how glad I am to see you here. And now I have seen you, and peered into your heart. You have experienced hardship and suffered setback. Torment an ordinary person might expect to face has befallen you threefold. This is the source of your resilience. But beneath all this, I've witnessed the seed of desire. You yearn to return to the simple life you once knew, do you not? I do. I want to throw away everything that isn't mine. But how do you decide what is yours? The scars that are carved into your flesh, kindness and love they inscribe, are these things not yours as well? There, this is something I've talked about with Miss Nicole. Miss Nicole said I should learn how to adjust my standards. I just want to live as an ordinary human. Anything beyond that isn't mine. Don't you want anything from the remains of the goddess of flowers? She gave me a revelation once. I think that's already more than enough. In the past, you would not have possessed such a rich heart. Your brief life has taught you to hold on to everything good, to harmony and kindness. How fascinating. You are nothing like Nabu Malikata, and you're certainly not her. Of course not. I'm not some great and powerful being, Miss Lupar. And yet I am a djinn, who exists because of the Lord of Flowers. We revere and love her. My wish is to see her one last time, to give everything for her. Clay, can you do this for me? But her remain won't be easy to remove. Are you sure this is what you want? That's beside the point. First I need to know. Are you willing to do something for the soul of this lonely, wandering woman? I'm willing. But look, you know nothing about me. Even if you have heard the story about me, all you would know is that I was rightly punished for the many evil deeds I committed. So you do know. Your lips are quivering, your eyes trembling, and still you're willing to do something for me. Life has been cruel to you, and yet you've learned to be kind. My dear young lady, to repay your kindness, I too must play my part. Are you sure about this, little bar? I yearn to see my mistress. For this moment the world can burn to ashes, the universe be engulfed in flame. I care about nothing else. And you, Colette, I can give you a gift. You'll become more just an ordinary human. But Miss Lilopar, what will happen to you? My wish will be fulfilled and I can die happy. When would you wish for that? A long, unending life might seem desirable for one who has never possessed it, yet it brings torment to one who has. My remains are scattered across the yellow sands, and my soul can find no peace. Since you've promised to grant my wish, give me that release. Allow the dying to die, and let the dead rest in peace. You have my thanks. Clay, there's no pressure on you. What she said, it's all true. A wish is a genuine desire, after all. It's as if you want me to use the last of your life to give me a better future. Nothing so selfless. We'll be using our future to fulfill each other's wishes. This is a noble act, a beautiful and secret transaction between two women. I understand. Miss Lilopar, I'm ready. Close your eyes, Colette, and open your soul. From there, I will embrace my mistress. The downpour of flower is your touch, like returning to the very beginning. That surrendering to your grace, my mistress. People say that devotion is beautiful. You are filled with pain. How foolish of them. For me, devotion is beautiful, pure and painless. Devotion is my love. Thank you. Lilopar! She disappeared? She left, carrying the blessing of flowers. Colette, are you alright? I'm fine. Now that the remains are gone, I don't actually feel any different at all. Those remains weren't meant to Colette, not as she is now. Simply exist. Besides, I could sense a deep yearning within her. Colette must have already received what she was yearning for. I'm doing fine. I feel relaxed. There's really no need to worry. Then my wish has come true too. To become ordinary? That's just one of my wishes. Actually, I have a few more. For instance, I want to protect the people I meet and help them find happiness. That sort of thing. So between Miss Lilopar and me, we've fulfilled 2 wishes already and protected 2 people. 2 people. Wonderful, isn't it? I feel so fantastically happy. I guess that settled things here. So what's next? What do you want to do when we get back to town? Kalei, look who I've brought to see you. Hey, Kalei, I heard you guys were holding some kind of secret event. How come you started without me? Huh? Oh no, it's nothing like that. We were just saying goodbye to an old friend. Really? Who? Me. The old me. So that's what this is all about. Did you come all the way to Mondstadt for that? Because we knew the old you, so we could witness the change? Exactly. The old me is gone. I puffed her into the air, and she became a fluffy pink cloud, floating into the sky before disappearing forever. Do you think maybe up in the sky she has friends waiting for her with test tubes, flasks, and bows? When you put it like that, it doesn't sound so bad after all. What do you think, Miss Nicole? I think maybe that's right. At least, if it were up to me, I'd consider that a happy ending. Yes, of course. Even though my childhood ended long ago, these past few days have really felt like growing up again. I've become stronger, and I feel like I can finally accomplish things by myself. Surely someone as mysterious as you will find a friend like this fascinating. Always growing, always thriving like a plant. I can't say goodbye to my old self. I know that after this, she'll be gone. Thinking about it makes me feel a little lonely. I know the weakness that kept me company will one day leave me too. But somewhere in my heart, I feel a great sense of joy. It feels like I've always wanted to take the step, to walk towards the new me. And this is the end of this Archon quest. Huh. Okay, so apparently the new quest with Dainsleif is titled to not cry. Um, where is not cry? Yeah. I'm just going to grab my reward. So we have a few achievements that we got. So this is a new part of the new map. Misty Shore. We've never been here before. Where is this exactly? Huh? Look, that person over there. Columbina? Why is she here? Paimon thought she'd be at the Silver Moon Hall. Funny how life works sometimes. Let's go over and say hi. Lamentation of Catastrophe. Okay, so this is a whole new area. Okay, so this is a world quest, okay. Well, we will do this world quest tomorrow. This world quest is going to be the last quest I will be doing on stream before my vacation. The other story quests and like for the characters and everything I will do off stream. So after we finish that specific quest, why is the frame so strange? I will have to do something about that. Well, I will try to find a way to make it better. I don't know why it cut like that. But yeah, this is going to be the next quest we will do on stream. After I'm done with this one, I won't be playing Genshin Impact until we go to Snezhnaya. And everything else will be done off stream. After my vacation, I will be back to streaming Honkai Star Rail and Pokemon Z. There won't be a third game like I was doing before with Genshin, with like switching between Genshin, Star Rail, and Pokemon Z. It's going to be mostly Honkai Star Rail because I have a lot to catch up. So it will be mostly like 2 streams Honkai Star Rail per week and 1 stream Pokemon Z. And I will try to be back to drawing on Saturdays. Depends on my availabilities. But yeah, I will end the stream here. Thanks everyone for coming to the stream, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye!